How to understand Donald Trump? Well, I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm just making this up off the top of my head, but it's good enough for Donald Trump, so here we go. You might appreciate this. So, firstly, believe it or not, Donald Trump is crippled by insecurity and self-loathing. Hard to imagine. But of course, that's why he talks the way he does. So, instead of saying, "Oh no, oh, I'm an idiot, oh, I'm unstable, oh, I'm crazy," "Oh, no, I'm not, I'm a stable genius, oh, I'm not racist, I'm the least racist person in the world, oh, I'm the best president ever." So there he is trying to convince himself that he's actually not a total failure, despite losing $900 million and going from a huge media mogul to selling hamburgers. And then if anybody criticises him, it's that, "Oh, no, they're an idiot. No, they're incompetent. No, I didn't do anything wrong. It's them. They hate me. They just hate me. That's it." Problem is, Donald Trump doesn't talk to you or me or anybody but himself. So all this inner monologue of his is an outer monologue. So when he says he's a stable genius, or he says this person's an idiot, he says it out loud, and we all hear it. Now, as I once said about Adolf Hitler, if he hates himself, then how can he love anybody else? So here we are with the coronavirus, and Donald Trump really doesn't care about people. He doesn't care that they're dying. He only cares about the economy, because when the economy's great, he can say, "Look how great the economy is, everybody vote for me." And also he's struggling. He's really having a terrible time. He can't handle this situation, because of course it's all about how to help sick people, and he doesn't care about people, so he doesn't really care if they're dying. I mean, he shut down the government, and all those people were out of work, or they had to go with work without pay, and he just said, "Oh, they'll cope, they'll handle it," because he didn't care. As long as he got what he wanted, which was his wall. So now he wants to get the country back and running, and he wants to get the economy going. So he's reassuring himself by saying, "Oh, imagine this Easter time. Well, everything will be fine, and the churches will be full of people, and we'll all be back at work, and it'll be wonderful. We'll all go to the football, and we'll all be producing huge amounts at all the factories, and the economy will be fantastic." Of course, he's saying this out loud instead of keeping it quiet, thinking, "No, I should be saying, oh, well, let's help the sick people." So if you want a war president, then you've got to look at someone like Andrew Cuomo, the governor of New York. He seems to be saying the right things, whereas Trump is just waffling on. I saw him waffling the other day, and it was just waffle. It was like he'd read a statistic and say, "Oh yeah, and look how incredible we've been doing. We've been doing a fantastic job." And of course, he shuts down the organisation to deal with pandemics, and he can't admit he's made a mistake. So he says, "Oh, I inherited a broken system," even though he was the one that broke it. And then he says, "Oh, no, there's no pandemic. Everything's going to be fine," because he can't imagine having to deal with this situation. And then all of a sudden he's saying, "Oh, well, I knew there was a pandemic before everyone else." And then he's on about, "Oh, take this malaria drug. It might cure you. If it doesn't, well, what's the harm?" Well, it could actually kill you, but he doesn't really care about that. He just wants the people to get back to work. He keeps saying, "Oh, we've got to get back to work. Not we all have to get well." If Donald Trump says, to reassure himself, "I am a stable genius," he says that out loud, and then he hears other people agreeing with him, and he thinks, "Well, see, it was the truth, because they agree with me." So he has to say these things out loud to see how many people agree with him. He's also a snake oil salesman, so he doesn't care what he's selling, as long as people buy it. And then when they buy it, they think, "Ha ha ha, I convinced you to buy that, so I've got your money, and you're obviously an idiot because you believed me, so I must be good that I convinced ordinary people to buy snake oil." So that's what he's like. I hope that helps you understand him.